The primitive era of Rust is on the horizon in the form of a new game mode server that's going to be coming soon. There's a public test server if you want to try this out for yourself before it's released over on the Aux02 Staging Branch. All you got to do is find Rust Staging in your Steam library, right click on it, go to betas, and switch it to Aux2 up and coming. This test server has all the new primitive features like the shields. Things like the underground tunnels, oil rigs, and missile silo have been removed from the map, and the shops on the map are going to be changed at some point. I don't think they work. I tested this out a few days ago, so things might have changed since then. And when you press F1 and go to items, you can see all the items highlighted in red have been completely removed, but there's been a change since the last time we talked about this. You can see the chainsaw and jackhammer are no longer red, and if we head over to the ammunition, you can see the shotgun ammo has been completely disabled, but the pistol ammo is no longer red because it's found in the loot tables but is not craftable. And if you're wondering if an item is researchable and craftable, you can search it up in the crafting menu, and if it's not there and it's not red in the F1 menu, then that means it's only found in the loot tables. Some new changes to the primitive game mode server is the mission provider's rewards being changed since some of the items that were in there have been removed. Sulfur and gunpowder still play a role in this new game mode, but the spawn rate for sulfur nodes has been reduced by 50%, and the traveling vendor is getting updated to remove restricted items from its trades. The tech tree is also starting to get filled out on the new primitive server. The tier 1 mostly has things removed, but if you head over to the tier 2, we can see that the shield and the catapult along with its ammo have been added, along with other things being removed that are now restricted. The mounted ballista has been added, and this is a deployable item that you can place on your base. The reload time on ballistas has been made faster. It is much easier to move them around, including being able to spin around 360 degrees. Since the last time we looked at them, the siege weapons are also getting their sound and visual effects hooked up, as well as their crafting costs and damage outputs being set up, with the propane bomb shot from a catapult being the new main way to raid besides satchels. And there's been a few changes to the battering ram, which you can also raid with. When the head of the battering ram breaks, it will now visually show you by going limp, the button will turn red, and if you try to interact with the button, it'll give you a toast pop-up telling you that you need to repair it. The cost to repair the head of the battering ram is 200 HQM, and there's no longer a 30-second cooldown before you can repair it. The battering ram has also been set up to deal damage to vehicles, and you can do some fun things like flipping them over. And in case you're curious, this is how much damage it did with only 3 hits to this poor car. Something to remember for future times of war is that siege weapons are weak to fire damage. The boulder shot from a catapult potentially might be changing into a scatter shot, making it like a shotgun round. And here's a big list of balancing changes that are being made to all the siege weapons, as well as a couple other things, and here's some changes to those changes that will probably be changing. One of the challenges with the new horse rework, if I bring our little friend over here to show you with, is that you, your passenger, and the horse sometimes take unnecessary damage when taking falls or running into a small rock. It works similarly to bicycles and motorbikes in the way that you fly off of the horse, which means that you don't have a 100% guarantee of a getaway and can create some pretty intense PvP situations. And this is what the new rig looks like when a horse is towing a siege weapon. Everything has been set up now and the ropes no longer drag under the floor. And you also have the ability to detach the siege weapon that you're towing without getting off the horse. And you can also drift on the horse like you can with a motorbike by holding control, making it easier to make a tight turn in a hasty situation. The 4-shot mini crossbow that's going to be coming with this primitive update has had its reload time decreased, and there's also been a 40% increase on this crossbow's projectile velocity. After many years at struggling to chase a pumpkin that your teammate threw on a flat surface, it's finally been updated to where it will no longer roll away when thrown on the floor. Also, if you own the Industrial Light DLC, they're being condensed into a singular item, and you'll now be able to use the spray can on them to change the color of it, or you can craft them in the color that you would like, just like any other skinnable item. The new shield item has had a few changes to it recently, and the 4-shot mini crossbow will be compatible with the shield, but you will not be able to aim down sights because right-clicking is how you enable your shield, which now has a cooldown timer before it's automatically disabled, and you have to wait for the cooldown to refill. The metal shield will mitigate 95% of incoming damage, the reinforced wooden shield 75%, and the regular wooden shield 65%. Here you can see the metal shield with a 95% reduction in action. I was taking a few shots, pulled out the shield, and basically took 0 damage for 3 bursts from the scientist. But you'll have to utilize this strategically because of the cooldown. Basically, however long you hold the shield up for a maximum of 4 seconds is how long you'll have to wait for it to refill the cooldown. And if you're a server owner or plugin developer that wants to learn more about all the new convars and things that are coming along with the primitive game mode server, you can head over to this branch on the commits page. Also, Daniel Pikachu over here has been hard at work fixing a ton of things with the demo feature. I can't really tell you much about it because he's going crazy with it. Just read his commits. Bees and beehives will be coming soon with a similar mechanic to the chicken coop, I presume, which would most likely be associated with new recipes in the Cooking 2.0, or possibly even used as a new way to farm honey for new tea recipes. This, alongside the chicken coop and whatever features are coming with the Cooking 2.0, are bringing a bunch of new mechanics to the game for all the farm lovers out there. The work on tigers has also begun. They're going to be climbing trees, turning you into their prey as they stalk you from a distance, and wearing you down like a boxer in the ring during fights. But don't worry, because you'll probably be able to keep them at bay by swinging your torch at them, right? If this stresses you out, don't worry, you've got some time until the jungle biome releases at some point later this year. But if you're on the other side like me and are excited for the tigers and can't wait till they're released, I've got you covered with my tiger skin rug that's going to be a general drop on Twitch February 6th to the 16th, and you can check out the preview of it right here.